In today's story, the subscriber catches his girlfriend cheating in the worst way possible, and it's pretty tough to listen to, but yeah, enjoy the story. Anyways, right, so we got this subscriber, and let's call him James, right? Good old James, good guy. James is an upstanding citizen, probably won a few prizes in his days, one of those Nobel ones, whatever, pretty standard practice. Anyways, right, so, he's in a relationship. He's in a relationship that at this point, and spoiler, it doesn't last much longer. But at this point, right, it's lasted for over a year and a half. So good on James. And who is the lovely lady or man or whoever, right, or whatever, that he's with? He's with this girl, and this girl's name's, let's call her Kate. So Kate and James, they've been in a relationship for over a year and a half at this point, and they're going strong. Things are going well. I mean, at least James thinks things are going well. But if you couldn't tell by the literal hook to the video, the intro, the first 5 seconds, things are about to go super duper not so great for the poor guy. A week before what I'll call, very ominously, the incident, right? Kate had started to act a little weird to James. Like, she had just been like, when James had seen her in school and said like hello, like as he always had, and normally she'd been a little flirty back or whatever. Normally she would, just act like, I don't know, like a girlfriend would. It'd be a little fun or whatever. And, they weren't like flirty and butterflies forever. It's been over a year and a half at this point, right? You kind of get over the flirty butterfly stage, or at least a lot of people do. And it doesn't mean the relationship's over or it's in a bad place. It just means like you're kind of getting normalized to the whole idea, which honestly isn't the worst thing ever. But for some reason, right, she was kind of just acting kind of weird. It was just kind of strange, and James couldn't exactly put his finger on it, but something just seemed off. She just seemed a little different. She just seemed a little weird. And he couldn't really explain why, but he said something. In retrospect, obviously, it's very clear that she was acting weird, but at the time, he kind of thought, maybe I'm paranoid, maybe I'm looking too much into this, and in most cases, if any of my friends asked me and said, oh, I think my girlfriend's speaking weird or being weird to me, I'd say, dude, you're probably overreacting, you're probably overthinking about it, go enjoy yourself or whatever. But in this case, no, dude, she was actually being weird. She's actually acting weird. That's definitely not going to make me paranoid if I'm ever in a relationship, unlucky, GG. If I'm ever in a relationship and someone's acting weird, maybe I'm going to start freaking out because of this video. The subscriber has cursed me. Anyways, right, so he just thinks something's weird. Anyways, right, so, James is invited to a party, and the party's at the end of the week, and it's been a long week. It's kind of like test week for all the kids in the high school, and someone's throwing kind of like a party. Their parents are out of town, so they're throwing a party as kind of like a big decompressor for everyone in the school, or not everyone in the school, let me take that back, a select group of friends, right? People, he's not handing literal invitations out to the principal, the janitor, all the kindergartners or whatever, right? James is invited to a party at the end of the week to decompress, and he's pretty excited, and he goes to his girlfriend, and he doesn't go to his girlfriend. It's the end of the day. He gets invited via text after like Friday is over, and he's in a pretty good mood because he's about to go to a party at night, and he's pretty excited about that. It's been a long week. And he goes to his girlfriend, and he's like, hey, I just got invited to a party, and they said you can bring a +1. Do you want to go with me? It's been a really long week, and I also know you've probably had some tests or whatever as well because it's test week. And I just want to know if you want to go there, decompress, have a really good time or whatever. And she's like, I'm sick. I don't think I can go. I'm so sorry. I would love to go with you, but I'm sick. I'm not feeling it. I got, I don't know, the virus, the disease. I don't even know, dude. She was just sick. She was having it. Apparently, allegedly, turns out to be fake, false, whatever. Don't want to spoil it, but I just did. Anyways, right. So she's like, oh, are you still going to go? And he's like, I might just chill by myself. I don't know. If you're not going, I don't know if it's worth, I don't know if I totally want to go. And he was kind of being serious about that. He was like, yeah, I don't know if I totally want to go. And that's what he said to her. He didn't say, I'm not going, I'm 100% staying in. He just said, I don't know if I totally want to go now. And she doesn't follow up to that. She doesn't send him a text back. And a little piece of information that will be super important later on. In her mind, he said to her, right, there we go, that he's not going. So, just a little piece of information to hold on to. Anyways, right, so James kind of he's sitting around, he's thinking, all right, what am I, actually going to do? What am I going to do? He looks at his Xbox, he looks at, his PC, He looks at his, like, he's thinking about, like, movies that are out. He's browsing YouTube. And honestly, he just really kind of wants to go to that party. Yeah, he's pretty bummed that he can't go with his girlfriend. He would have definitely preferred to go with his girlfriend and had a good time with her. Maybe had some fun on the dance floor. I don't even know at this point, right? And, the whole kind of like just chilling in the house, dude. Trust me, I love chilling in the house. He loved chilling in the house. Everyone loves just kind of like having a decompressing night. But at this point, he'd been so stressed out and he'd been cooped up in his room studying and stuff that he didn't want to be in his room. He wanted to go out. He wanted to have fun. So yeah, he decided, actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to go to the party, like whatever. I'll have a good time with my friends there. And he doesn't text his girlfriend this, not because he's trying to sneak out to the party, not because he's trying to backstab her, not because he's trying to lie to her actual face, right? Just because he doesn't think anything of it. Like, she asked, oh, are you going to go to the party? He said, I'm not sure. He goes to the party. Like, she's sick. Why would it, if she's sick, right? Why would it matter? Why would she care? Why would it be even close to being a big deal at all if she's sick? It shouldn't matter at all, right? Am I wrong? I mean, if she's sick and not going to the party, why would she care? If he's going to the party, there's no reason for her to care, right? So he decides, I'm going to go to the party. He doesn't think anything of it. He calls up his friend. He's like, yo, like, I'm not going to be bringing anyone. My girlfriend's sick, right? But yeah, I'll be showing up. And the friend who invited him is pretty like psyched because he's like, dude, so excited to have you there. It's going to be great tonight. Like, you're going to have a good time. Anyways, right? So, he arrives at the party. He gets there and, he goes in there and he recognizes some people. He's having a pretty good time. He's a little bummed that his girlfriend isn't there. I'm not gonna spoil it. No more spoilers. But he's a little bummed that his girlfriend, quote unquote, isn't there, right? And it's tough. It's like he's having a good time. So he goes and seeks out his friend. And he finds some friends there. He's decompressing. He's talking about how hard the week was. He's starting to actually have a good time. He's starting to enjoy himself, and he's really glad he came. He's really glad he didn't stay in the night. And he is actually having a really good time. And he's like, man, like, this night is going really well. I'm having a really good time. And, this is a good call. And then, he's had, some, beverages, a lot of apple juice or whatever to drink. So he has to go pee. And he goes to the person. He's like, yo, do you mind if I use the bathroom? And the dude's like, you can, but there's a pretty long line. And he points to the bathroom, and there's a line of like 6 people waiting. And he's like, okay, dude, do you just have to go pee? And James is the subscriber's like, yeah, I just have to go pee real quick. And the person hosting the party kind of like looks at him. He says, all right, like, just go outside. It doesn't matter. Like, the backyard is fenced in. No one's going to see it. Obviously, don't, like, pee over the fence or don't pee on something. Don't pee on the house. Don't pee in the house. Don't pee on my neighbor, my elderly neighbor, in her face or anything like that, right? Don't do anything like that. Just go to pee. Just take a wee-wee outside. And he does. He walks outside, and, he's unzipping his pants, and he's just letting it go in the grass. And he's having a good time. It's just a good feeling, when you have to go pee, and you finally let it go. And he's having a great feeling until he looks and he sees he looks outside at the lawn. And he sees 2 people, and one of them looks really familiar, man. One of them looks really familiar. Third phrase of the day is party, so comment party down below if you made it this far into the video. I just like seeing how many people made it this far. Watch time is cool. It makes my channel go burr. So yeah, watch the videos. I really am appreciative. I'll try and heart a bunch of these, but I can't get to all the comments, and I'm really sorry about that. To kind of say thank you. So your best chance of getting a heart is just commenting party down below in the comment section. With that being said, back to the story. Little recap, he's going out, taking a little wee-wee in the yard, having a good night. It's been a stressful week. And he looks out in front of him, right? The yard, no one else is in the yard except 2 people. And the 2 people are kind of going at it, right? They're making out. They're having like little love bunny moment, right? They're going at it. And, the subscriber is like, he's kind of squinting. He's making a little squinty face because he kind of recognizes someone. He kind of recognizes the girl. He's like, she looks so familiar, man. And he's squinting a little bit harder. And then his heart starts to drop. His heart starts to race. His face is like, I gotta be seeing things, man. Like, there's no way. She's sick. This girl looks just like his girlfriend. And what he does is, they're kind of very preoccupied, if you know what I mean. So they're probably not going to notice if he kind of like sneaks up on them. So what he ends up doing is, right, he gets a little closer. He gets a better angle. And, he gets it just so the lighting is good enough that he gets a very good see. He can see really well. He gets a good enough view. And it's 100% his girlfriend. Yep. There's no question about it. It is 100% Kate. and some random guy. So honestly, the funny thing was, at first he didn't even like register that like she was getting with some guy. He was literally like, "Why did she lie to me? She said that she was sick." And then like it all kind of clicked in his head, and he's like, "Oh my God." The relationship, the 1.5 year relationship with someone who I thought I could really trust and have like a really good time with, and I was kind of bummed that they didn't come to the party, but they actually did, is literally just sucking the face off some random dude. Yeah, that's cool. I'm having a great week. This was a great week. I probably failed half my tests, and now this. Awesome, epic, wow, I love my life. The guy's honestly very sad. Like, it's like, I know I was kind of like trolling a second ago and like goofing or whatever, but this is a tough moment for the guy. Like, he's honestly like really struggling right now. And he's just kind of thinking to himself, like, wow, like, I thought this was the girl for me. I thought she was it. I thought, like, I could have, like, a long-term thing with her. Like, I really did. Like, I really believed in it. And he went back inside. He went back into the party. And he found one of his friends, and he explained everything that happened. And the friend's like, dude, I'm so sorry. Dude, I don't know what to say, man. Like, this sucks. Subscribers like, yeah, it just completely ruined my mood, like 100%, which is unfortunate because like, you know, my ride is my other friend. He drove me here, and you know, I don't know where he is, but he's obviously having a good time. The party's not even close to being over, but I just kind of want to go home, and I just don't want to be here when my girlfriend is literally cheating on me with some rando. And the friend's like, dude, I got you. And he's like, hey, I'll pay for an Uber for you. And James is like, dude, you don't have to do that. Like, it's okay. And he's like, no, bro, like, I owe you for something anyways. You got the Uber last time. Let me just order you up an Uber. Yep, it should be here in 10 minutes. If you can make it out 10 minutes, feel free to just, like, chill with me. And James is like, bro, I so appreciate it. You're my homie. I love you, but I just need a second by himself. And the dude's like, totally get it. So James kind of just walks, like, towards the door. It's just kind of like, he's just kind of moping there, and he's like, I'm just going to stand outside. I'm just going to wait on the curb. I don't want to be in this party anymore. And so on his way to the door, he has to go down this kind of passage, which is like, you know, in a house, there's like passages all around. It's like between the kitchen and the door outside. And as he's walking down this passage, right, as he's walking down, two people kind of like fumble out in front of him. And since he's kind of like, they're not paying attention, he's not paying attention, dude. He's in a whole different world at this point. He's just in his mind thinking. And they bump into each other. And, you know, James looks at who it is. And you know who's staring him right back in the face? Kate. And you know who Kate is wrapped in her arms with? Some random dude. And, you know, the subscriber kind of just like, you know, deals with kind of like, you know, he kind of copes with like humor or whatever. So he looks at her and he's like, well, looks like you're not sick after all. I'm glad for the, you know, happy for your speedy recovery. And she kind of just looks at him and just kind of with these eyes of just like, I'm sorry. Because, like, this is kind of, like, sad, but, like, they were actually, like, they did like each other. I don't totally know what went wrong, and she wasn't, like, super evil or whatever, but she knew how much, like, this hurt him, right? And the dude's, like, that, like, she's in the arms with, like, who's this guy? Like, who's this loser, right? And she's like, don't say that. Like, she's like, this is just a friend. That's what got the subscriber, though. That's what got James in the heart. Bro, if she was, like, ragging on him, it would have made him, like, sad. But, like, the fact that she was like, oh, it's just some friend, just made him depressed, bro. Just really just took the life out of him. Yeah, the Uber ride gets there, and he gets picked up on the Uber, and he goes back home and just goes to bed. Straight to bed, right? But then he heard I'm going to tell a little mini story of what happened after James left. And James was told this from the friend who stayed. So basically, the host of the party, one of James's good friends, word got around of what happened. And the friend of James who hosted the party was so mad that he found out Kate and the random guy that she was with and literally kicked them out of the party. Like said, oh, you guys are gone. Get an Uber, get a ride. You're no longer welcome in this house. And the dude's like, bro, what's up? And he's like, dude, I don't even know you. Because the thing is, Kate was invited, and this rando was apparently her plus one. The guy's like, I don't even know you, dude. Don't even talk back to me. The guy's like, whatever, man. And Kate's like, why is this happening? And the friend's like, you know exactly why this is happening. And Kate kind of just looked at him like, yeah, like she was defeated at that point. When James heard that the next day, right, because he broke up with her like the next day over text, he didn't even give her the courtesy of getting a breakup in person. Like he was like, that's so disrespectful what she did. Like, I'm not going to give her a respectful breakup. Who cares, right? But the next day in school, when like the friend comes up and tells him about that, He's just having a good day again. Like, it is probably one of the most helpful things for him to have the quickest bounce back because he's got the biggest smile on his face. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now watch another video, or I don't know, you're bad or something, or just watch a video. Bye.